Hey guys, welcome back. I'm so sorry, it's been a few days. Got a little bit of a cold after New Year's, and well, I was waiting on a bunch of stuff in the mail that finally came, and it was definitely worth the wait, so I'm excited to show you that. That's my pants and my boots. So we'll go over that in the packing video. I'm trying to knock out 3 things today, not all in the same video, don't worry. We're gonna do the pack list, everything I'm bringing with me on this trip. Oh, by the way, welcome. If this is your first time here, my name is Benjamin. I'm about to ride that motorcycle from California to the bottom of Argentina in about 4 to 8 months. I really have no idea. It doesn't really matter. Really excited. Today's my last day here. And so I'm gonna try to do 3 things today. I'm gonna try to show you what I'm bringing. I'm gonna do a walkthrough of the bike because a lot of people have been asking about that. And I'm also gonna try to do a short video about just how I'm feeling so that I can look back on that later and say, like, you know, were my predictions accurate? Were my feelings about Central America and South America different than reality? You know, I think that's a really good idea, and I'm gonna try to be doing that a lot as we go, just kind of commenting on my internal, you know, thought process and how it's all going. When you're by yourself, you get to do a lot more introspective thinking, especially when you're on the bike all day. So I'm really excited about doing that. So without further ado, let's get into the first of the 3, which will be what am I bringing? What's coming with me on this thing? Besides you guys are coming with me. All right, let's do it. I am a few days behind. And I was supposed to leave today, but I want to get these videos done. And this is the other problem. It is gross outside. It's raining all the way down the West Coast, so kind of makes taking the one a little bit of a, well, wet adventure. But that's fine. We're gonna have a lot of rain on this trip, I'm sure. Even though I'm going during dry season, that's actually why I waited a year. I waited over a year to hit this timeline so I wouldn't be in Central America during rainy season. But anyway, here we go. Now before we get into this, I just want to give a little bit of a disclaimer, because when it comes to gear, everyone in the world has 8 million opinions on everything, and every single comment section is like riddled with those opinions as if they're facts. I am not in any way claiming to be an expert or claiming to have the perfect setup here. I'm just doing the best job I can with about a year and a half worth of just practicing and seeing what works and seeing what doesn't. But to be fair, well, maybe I should tell that story right now. So about I think it was about 3 months ago, my van got broken into and I lost everything. Every piece of clothing I own, all my motorcycle gear, aside from a couple things that I didn't have in there. So I pretty much had to start over. A lot of things I chose to rebuy that I already had. A lot of things are new to me, so I have not tested all this stuff. That's a little bit scary, but I mean, wouldn't be an adventure if we knew every single possible outcome, every single possible detail. So just saying that, I'm not an expert. I'm not claiming to be an expert. Just showing you what I'm doing. All right, let's get into it. The first section is attire. We're gonna go through everything I'm gonna wear. My touring outfit, I have basically 2 outfits. I have a touring outfit, like a normal day outfit. And then I'm also, because I'm gonna be in a lot of very hot places, I'm bringing like a dirt bike outfit. So when I'm just kind of cruising around, like I have something that's a little more ventilated and less bulky. We'll get to that in a minute. But first, let's start with the basics, like the underneath stuff. So starting from the bottom, wool socks. I only wear wool socks for many reasons. They go a long time without smelling like shit. They're good on hot days, they're good on cold days. There's no reason not to ever wear wool socks. If you know me, I wear wool socks every single day of the year. Then we have Oxford base layer. This is just like a skin tight slick layer that I wear on most days, hot and cold. It just keeps your pants from chafing. I don't need to explain base layers, I don't think. This is just a synthetic base layer. I have the same in the top. And then they were very expensive, but I wear wool underwear. I bought 3 pairs for this trip. Wool underwear are amazing. They're good on hot days, cold days, and they go a long time without smelling. Super, super important. I missed one of the liners. Starting from the head, I'm not going to go super in depth into any of these because I'll probably do more in depth like on the road reviews later on, and at least with the helmet, I already have multiple videos about the helmet. So, in fact, some of you watching this probably watching this because of my helmet video. So, anyway, this is the Scorpion AT950 modular adventure helmet. I think it's the coolest thing ever. I really, really like it. For like a gazillion reasons. Anyway, you can look at other stuff about that. Jacket, Rev'it, Sand 3. I bought one, I tried one on, I bought one, it got stolen, I bought another one. That's how much I like it. It's a great jacket, really good ventilation layout, whatever. I'm not gonna go super far into that. This is my first trek wearing the Rev'it Sand 3 adventure gloves. They were way too expensive, but I just really like that they match the jacket. I don't know. I got really cold in these the other day on a ride, so a little nervous about that. I might have to buy warmer gloves later on, but I already bought them and I couldn't return them, so whatever, they're coming with me. Now, the things my trip was delayed 3 days by these packages taking almost a month to come from Germany, but I managed to get a hold of a pair of the Honda Special Edition Andes Dry Star touring pants. I just really like the colorway. They got a bunch of red and some blue. They're a little less boring looking, and they still match the jacket really well. I didn't get the Rev'it pants because a lot of people online said they found them clunky. I tried them on and I thought they didn't fit very well. And these are the slimmest adventure touring pants I've ever tried on. So I actually really, really like these so far. But this is my first trip with these. These are brand new. On the bottom, the Forma adventure boots. Pretty common boot. A lot of people seem to like these. I love them. They're stiff, but they're also very comfortable. And they're a little lighter than my old boots. I used to have the $100 special NSR adventure boots. I ripped the sole off of one of them in Death Valley, so I don't think they're very well made. I certainly didn't want to wear them for 6 to 8 months. So yeah, I think that's it. Let's move on to the dirt outfit. Starting from the top, same helmet, obviously, nothing different there. This is just like a knockoff vintage Suzuki jersey. I just thought it looked cool. This is totally just for fun. None of this is practical at all. It's just nice to have something a little lighter and airier. These are my other pair of gloves. I'm bringing 2 pairs of gloves. These are the NSR Mud Pros. They're kind of like mud gloves, I guess, and they have the little squeegees on the hands, so on days where everything is wet and you just need a good gloves that are wet. Like the other ones are mesh, so they're not good for wet days. These are good, you know, they dry really quick. They got the squeegees on the hands so you can clean your visor, all that fun stuff. Moving down to the pants. These pants, okay, so I saw some guy on some Everride video wearing these pants and I was like, those are the coolest things ever. I have to get those. They stopped making them years ago and I somehow found a pair on eBay for like 40 bucks. So anyway, they're like a Mexican blanket or something. I just think they're cool looking. And then same boots, obviously. Okay, moving on to basics. Oh, Oh, one more thing. I have a cheap pair of clear goggles, and I have a tinted visor, so if for some reason I get caught in the rain and it's getting dark or something like that, I can just put these on and don't have to worry about bringing two visors. Also, these are just good to have in general because it gets dusty and sandy and all that. The other thing I haven't talked about yet is the Klim Knack Pack, the new one. I love this thing. Best 90 bucks I've ever spent. This is my hydration pack as well as my day bag. Anytime I leave the bike and it's just, I'm taking my camera and a few things, I'll bring this. This pack is mainly geared towards snowmobiling. So it has a shovel holster thing on the side, which is perfect for a tripod. And straps on the front that are great for clipping a GoPro to. If you're filming, I can't recommend this pack enough. It is the absolute perfect size. It can be really small, or you can fit a decent amount of stuff in it. And you know, for your main, you know, riding all day bag, 90 bucks wasn't too bad. I think I got it on an eBay deal or something. But anyway, totally worth it. Totally recommend it. So far, never actually traveled with it. I see a lot of people, they're loaded up like they're going to Mars. I really don't think you need that much stuff in the way of basics. Really, you should plan, packing wise, you should plan every trip like you're gonna be gone 2 weeks, because you just need to wash things and wear things that don't need to be washed as often and are easy to wash and will dry quickly. I am bringing a bunch of wool socks and both wool underwear and synthetic underwear for like the super hot days where for some reason wool might not be the best call. I have a thermal, really warm thermal top and bottom, a technical rain shell to make sure that when you're not in the suit, you know, you can still go out in the rain. I mean, that's definitely gonna happen. Couple t-shirts, a nice shirt like a dress shirt, and a pair of jeans. That's pretty much it. I don't think there's anything else in the way of basics. Oh, and a pair of swim trunks that double as a pair of shorts. That's it. Oh, let me talk about shoes. Shoes. This will be my, I'm kind of bummed about this, but this will be my first in like 4 years or 5 years of traveling literally as much as humanly possible. I have never not taken Birkenstocks. It's always kind of been my thing, but on this trip I just had to pare down, and Birkenstocks are just basically giant flip-flops, and I can buy flip-flops anywhere and they take up no space, so we're gonna do the flip-flop thing when it comes to that. But shoe-wise, and I'm gonna try to get maybe a newer pair of these because I have trashed these ones, but this is what I have right now. These are Adidas Terex trail shoes. They're water shoes, running shoes, and trail shoes in one shoe. So it's like, if you want one shoe that's very compact, that'll do pretty much anything you want to do, whether you actually want to go on a run or go on a trail run or take them in the water or wear them as regular shoes, they're kind of a great call. I couldn't really find anything of the stuff I had left over from the robbery that was as good as those, so that's what we're wearing. Let's talk about camping gear for a minute, because this was a big debate. Originally, I didn't feel like I was gonna be comfortable camping in Central America, so I thought, I'll put my camping gear in a box and I'll have somebody send it to me when I get to South America. And then I thought about it some more. I was just gonna bring a tent and a tarp and like a down packable blanket. And then I thought about it some more, and then I decided to actually look on like iOverlander and like see where, which by the way is a fantastic app for finding a place to stay. I started looking at it, and there's actually places to camp everywhere. So I decided that was a terrible idea to not bring that stuff. Also, getting anything shipped into South America is a huge pain in the ass because they try to tax you on everything. So I am bringing camping gear. It has made packing quite a bit more difficult. I have had to pare down a decent amount, but I'm gonna show you right now my camping setup. I think it's reasonable. I think it's pretty small. I did the best I could with the stuff. My camping gear didn't get stolen, so I had most of the stuff already. First thing we've got here is my NSR Elixir 2. Do not buy a one-person tent just because you're by yourself. That's a terrible idea. I did that for my first few treks. In fact, when I did here to the Canadian Rockies and back, I had a one-person tent. It's way too small. It's just way too small. This is a Sea to Summit Event compression sack. These things are amazing. Like, this is my whole tent is squished into this tiny little box other than the poles. The NSR Elixir 2 is a good, budget-friendly, durable tent. When in doubt, I think NSR is a pretty good brand. I like their stuff. fuel bottle, and oh mama, really like what's in here. So first of all, this pot is the NSR Seagull. I believe it is 2 liters. I think it's 2 liters. Looks like 2 liters. I had to look so hard to try to find a pot that would close, that would fit what's inside here. What's inside here is one of my favorite possessions. This is the NSR Dragonfly. It's a camping stove that fits inside this pot, and it has a bunch of really nice things about it. One is that it can run on almost any fuel source, including gasoline. So if you're having a hard time finding camping fuel, like white fuel or kerosene, this thing will run on propane. It'll run on, actually, I don't know about propane, but it'll run on pretty much anything. So if you can find any kind of fuel, including diesel, you can use it with that. You just got to change the jet. It's really nice. I really like it. And that, as far as cooking stuff goes, that's pretty much all I'm bringing. Anything else, I'll just get on location. Okay, there's that. My sleeping bag is a Hike and Bike 650 Goose down. It's very light. It packs very small. It's incredibly warm, even though it's only rated at 32 degrees. Really like that bag. I am bringing my Yeti Tumbler, because you can't make coffee without a cup. I also have an AeroPress and a hand grinder, so if I get really good beans from somewhere, all I need is the stuff I have to make like a perfect cup of coffee. That probably is excessive, but I really like coffee, so it's important that I'm packing it. Who cares? This thing, oh, I love this thing. So this is the Big Agnes Q-Core insulated sleeping pad. It's basically a small air mattress. It is more comfortable than an air mattress. I can say that without question. And it's very small. It takes up very little space. I'd say it's about the size of an Nalgene bottle. And the bag that you wrap it up in is how you inflate it. This is like, it's like a pump. You connect it to it, you fill the bag with air, you do that a couple times and the thing's done. It's great. They're really expensive. I think they're like 160 bucks or something, but I bought it thinking it was one of those things I would keep forever, and Big Agnes is a really good brand, so I like that. Isn't this thing cool? This is my headlamp. It looks like a Mexican blanket. Matches these crazy pants. Get a good headlamp. I'll try and find you the link to this one. It's all metal. It runs on a lithium battery that is interchangeable with AA's, but it runs at a higher voltage. So this thing is crazy bright and it lasts a really long time. Have a good headlamp and then have a good backup. I also have a good backup flashlight, and I have a work light that I can clip to things. If you get stuck somewhere and you're in the dark, the difference between being frustrated and in the dark and being frustrated with a bunch of lights is quite large, so have a lot of lights. All right, let's move on to essentials. Just basically everything else. Everything that's not camping gear or clothing or camera gear, which I'll get to camera gear in a minute. Obviously, the first essential is a first aid kit. I took a lot of the things that you don't really need out of here. Carry a first aid kit. I mean, you should have it. Hopefully you know how to use one. That's all I can say. Not gonna go too much into bike stuff on this because I'll talk about bike stuff in the bike video, which will be separate, but I'm carrying 5 oil filters because I'm not bringing a reusable oil filter. I just didn't do that in time. Documents. Probably the most important thing you could possibly have on your trip is like all your paperwork in a waterproof bag, and photocopies, color photocopies of every single one of those documents stored in a separate location. If you end up without that stuff, you will end up in a lot of trouble. You can get your bike impounded, you can get stuck, you can go to jail, there's just all kinds of stuff that can happen if you don't have your documents. So make sure you have your title, your registration, your driver's license, your passport, all that stuff, and you have duplicates of everything. Really, really important. Don't get caught without that. I have the Sea to Summit toiletry bag. I got the smaller of the two. I really, really like this bag. It's expensive for a toiletry bag, but it's really nice. If it doesn't fit in here, I'm not bringing it. Toiletries are one of the things that people overpack the most on. You really need like a toothbrush, a razor, and then like a couple other things. Maybe some like Advil. Don't overpack toiletries. I have a mini air compressor. This thing is really, really tiny. I've tested it out multiple times. It works great. I really like it. It has a long cord. Do not have an air compressor, because there's nothing worse in the whole world than getting like a slow leak on a tire and not being able to inflate your tire. One time in Oregon, I had to take a taxi to an auto parts store like 40 miles away to buy an air compressor just so I could keep moving. Super dumb. Travel towel. Bring a travel towel. There's nothing to say about that. Tiny inverter. I have this tiny little inverter. The only thing I use this for really is charging my Mavic, because I don't have a car charger for it, my drone. But it's good to have 120 volt power sometimes if you need it. Let's see, what else do we got here? Oh, in the lid of my panniers, I have this little bungee cord system thing to keep things in the smaller things at the top so they don't fall to the bottom of your boxes. If you're using hard cases, I highly recommend you do something like this if they're not built in. The first video I put out on YouTube is how I did these and what to buy to make them. It's like a $15 project, and it will save you a lot of trouble later on. These are fluid container bags and a funnel to load them. That might seem excessive, but they're really, really nice. If you need to bring extra water, even extra fuel in like one of these bigger ones, you can totally do that. You can put sauces, cooking oil, salsas, and they're the most space efficient, lightweight, packable way to do that. What else I got in here? In the top of my boxes is where I keep my both my other flashlights. This one's magnetic, and you can use it to, stick it on something so you can see while you're working. I commented on how important light is. Definitely double up on that. Let's see, I have an extra air filter. Let's go through this. My other lid. Bike lock. So this is a disc lock, but the fact that it's a disc lock is sort of secondary. Really what this is important for is noise. So you can put this pretty much anywhere, and if it moves, it'll do this. It'll do 3 beeps like that loud to warn whoever just bumped your bike or your wherever this thing is locked up to, that it's alarmed. If it gets bumped again within a certain amount of time, there's the 3. And if it goes again, it is insanely loud. You can't always secure everything perfectly, but you can have the sense, the peace of mind of knowing that if somebody's messing with your stuff, you're gonna at least know about it. Yeah, I'm not gonna get too far into security, but having something like that, really, really important. Rock straps, I always carry rock straps. I don't actually have a non-hard case bag that I'm using on this trip because I was really trying to pare down. But if you need to tie anything to your bike, rock straps are the best way to do it. Can't recommend them enough. Buy them. Buy a million of them. All right, just a few more essentials to cover here. I'm not gonna talk about tools because you should have every tool necessary to take your bike apart, basically. I think the jury's pretty much come to a conclusion on that one. But this is what I carry. I'm a handyman, and I work with tools all day, every day. I carry around gazillions of them. This is what I carry on me every single day, and I can't recommend them enough. It's the only reason I'm showing it to you. It's a Gerber center drive. It's basically a Leatherman, but every single thing can be accessed with one hand, and it has a full center drive, full-size bit screwdriver on it. So what I carry is that, and then every bit that I need to do everything on the bike. So the Japanese industrial Phillips version that they have for all that stuff, I carry that. Flatheads, and then Allen heads for all the Allen stuff. I also carried bigger versions of all the Allens and ratchets and wrenches and all that stuff. But this thing, I could pretty much get away with just this on a day-to-day basis, just doing little things, fixing and tightening and stuff like that. It's got really good pliers. Those are just things that you need all the time. You always need pliers, you always need screwdrivers. So, can't recommend it enough. They're kind of expensive, but they're absolutely worth it. I had 100, come here, I had 100 stickers made with the logo and the website, which links to the YouTube channel. So I can give these out to people and they can stick them on their bikes or stick them on their whatevers. It's good to have gifts, you know? And if you're trying to do the YouTube thing, it's good to have, you know, something to engage people. All right, I think that's pretty much it for essentials. In fact, I think, other than camera stuff, which is an unbelievable amount of stuff, but you know what, let's just do it right now. So I'm not gonna go through camera stuff because you're gonna be, well, you're gonna see what all those things do along the way anyway. There are 8 billion videos on YouTube going through all of those things. Every single creator in the world wants you to like use their affiliate link to buy all that crap. So I'm not even gonna put affiliate links out. I mean, I might later, but not right now. I have so much to do. But let's just go through it really quick. Okay, camera stuff. GH5, 10 to 22 millimeter super wide, amazing Olympus Pro 2, the second version, Pro 2 lens. That's the one you're looking at right now. I have a Voigtlander Nocton 25 millimeter, which is basically a 50. It's a 0.95. It's a very fast lens. Can do, and it's beautiful. It's a wonderful, all metal, gorgeous, manual focus only. You'll see a lot of that lens. I got a really cheap zoom lens that's 45 to 150 millimeters, so it's basically like a 90 to 300. That's just like a cheap plastic, lightweight walk-around lens. I have a Mavic 2 Pro, the 1-inch sensor Hasselblad one, extra batteries. Then I have a GoPro Hero 5 Session, a GoPro Hero 5 Black, a Sony FDR3000X action cam, and a couple cheap other action cams. And you'll see why I have so many of those. It's good to have a couple disposable ones, and it's good to have a very a very, you know, one that doesn't stand out very much. You can just kind of clip to things. That's what I use the Session for. And then the Hero 5 Black is my helmet cam. I'm not gonna go through my helmet cam setup right now. Maybe we'll do it later. I think that's it for camera stuff. I have a laptop, and then as far as all the other essential stuff goes, like every cable you need, bring 3 of them. Every battery you need, bring 4 of them. Like anything small and lightweight, just loop it. Just have like a million of them, because you will lose things and you will need them. Oh, I have an ebook reader too. It's a Kobo Aura, if you care what kind. They're like 50 bucks. Bring an ebook reader. Read. Reading is important. Reading is good. I think that's everything. If you made it this far in this video, which I'm sure is like 20 minutes long, thank you so much. I'm glad that, I hope it was helpful. I'm assuming it was if you watched all the way through it. I probably forgot a bunch of stuff, but So thank you so much. Don't forget to like it, comment things. Like if I forgot something crazy important, you know, make sure you comment. If you have any advice, definitely still willing to hear once again. Don't think I'm an expert. Don't think I got this nailed, but think I'm close enough. Yeah, that's it. All right, have a great day. By the time you watch this, I will probably be on the way to LA because I have a very narrow window of non-rain. I have to make it far enough south that it won't be raining anymore by tomorrow night. So thank you for watching. I'll see you out there. See you next time. Hope you guys are enjoying the videos. Let's do this. I'm pumped. That's it. Great. We did it. We did it. Whew. Man, that packing video, man, that was going to be gnarly.